I still wake up some nights hearing the exact click of those handcuffs snapping shut on my wrists. It wasn't dramatic like in the movies, no dramatic music, no slow-motion rain. Just a cold Tuesday evening, 2 years and 3 months after I walked out of the courthouse a broken man. I'd finally started to feel normal again. I just brewed my first peaceful cup of coffee in forever, sat on my tiny balcony overlooking a quiet street, and let myself smile at nothing. Then the pounding came. Heavy. Official. The kind that makes your stomach drop before your brain even registers why. 2 officers stood on my doorstep. One had his hand resting on his holster. The other held up a warrant. Ryan Hayes? You're under arrest for aggravated fraud, embezzlement, and identity theft in the amount of $187,000. I laughed, actually laughed, because it was so ridiculous. Me? The guy who still Venmo'd child support early every month even when Lauren used it for spa days and new handbags with her boyfriend? The guy who'd spent 2 years clawing his way back from zero? They didn't smile. They read me my rights in flat voices while my neighbors peeked through curtains. As they led me down the stairs in cuffs, all I could think was one looping question. What the hell did she do to me this time? To understand how we got here, you have to go back to when I still believed love could last forever. Lauren and I met freshman year. I was the guy in the back row with color-coded notes, she was the one who turned group projects into adventures. We fell hard and fast. By senior year we were engaged. At 24 we said, I do, under a string of fairy lights in her parents' backyard. We bought that little house with the crooked white fence because she said it felt like our forever. Then came Emma, big brown eyes and my stubborn chin. 2 years later, Noah, quiet like me but with her wild laugh. For a decade, I thought we were unbreakable. I worked long hours at her dad's small logistics company so she could chase her dreams. She climbed fast in marketing, I stayed steady in finance. We were the couple friends called for advice. Then one Thursday I came home early from a conference. The kids were at her mom's. I wanted to surprise her with takeout from our favorite Thai place. I opened the bedroom door and froze. There she was, in our bed, with her boss. Not frantic, not hidden. Just, there. She looked up at me with zero panic. Just irritation. Like I'd walked in on her doing paperwork. Ryan, you're home early. That sentence still echoes in my head. No, I'm sorry. No tears. Just mild annoyance that I'd interrupted her life. I didn't yell. I just turned around, walked out, and sat in my car until the food went cold. That night I moved to the guest room. The next week I filed. The divorce was a war zone. She hired the shark lawyer. She told the judge I was controlling, emotionally absent, that I never supported her emotionally. She cried on the stand about how lonely she felt. The judge, maybe swayed by the performance, gave her the house, primary custody, and a chunk of my retirement. I got every other weekend and alternate holidays. I got an apartment with peeling paint and an air mattress that deflated every night. The first time I picked up the kids after the split, Emma asked why mommy was crying in court. Noah just clung to my leg and wouldn't let go. I drove them to the park, bought them ice cream, and told them everything would be okay, even though I was dying inside. I cried alone in that car every time I dropped them off. Silent, choking sobs so they wouldn't hear through the phone when Lauren called to check pickup times. But slowly, I rebuilt. Therapy twice a week. Running at dawn until my lungs burned. I paid off debt, landed a better remote job, started dating Sarah, a soft-spoken teacher who laughed at my bad dad jokes and never once made me feel like I had to prove myself. For the first time in years, I slept through the night. Then the police came. They took me to county lockup. 36 hours in a freezing cell with a flickering light and the smell of bleach and despair. I kept replaying every interaction with Lauren since the divorce. The passive-aggressive texts about money. The way she'd smile sweetly when dropping off the kids but her eyes were cold. Had she been planning this? My public defender was overworked. Bail was set at $50,000, money I didn't have. I sat there thinking this was it, she'd finally won. She'd taken my kids, my home, my dignity, and now my freedom. But then Rebecca showed up. She was a private attorney who'd seen my story on a local news thread and offered to take the case pro bono. "I hate bullies," she said simply. "And your ex sounds like the queen of them." Rebecca started peeling back layers. The evidence was too perfect: forged signatures on transfer forms, logins from my old IP, even though I'd changed providers after the divorce, timestamps that matched nights I was supposedly alone. But Rebecca noticed something off. The originating IP for the biggest transfers traced to a coffee shop Lauren's new boyfriend used to work near. The boyfriend who'd ghosted her 6 months earlier after discovering she was cheating on him too. Lauren was spiraling. Alimony was ending soon. Her flashy life was crumbling: no savings, credit cards maxed, new guy gone. Her dad's company was about to be audited. She'd been skimming for years, small amounts at first, then bigger. When the walls closed in, she needed a scapegoat. Me. She used old passwords I'd never changed, opened shadow accounts in my name post-divorce, routed money through shells. She even planted evidence in my name on company servers she still had access to. Rebecca dug deeper. She subpoenaed security footage from the office. Grainy but clear: Lauren, alone at 2 a.m. on multiple nights, typing furiously at the terminal I used to use. Nights when I had documented proof, time-stamped photos with my kids at soccer practice, receipts from dinner with Sarah, even a Ring camera clip of me walking my dog at home. The suspense built for weeks. Court dates delayed. More evidence trickled in. I met with my kids through glass at the jail visiting room. Emma cried, "Daddy, when are you coming home?" Noah just stared at the floor and whispered, "Mom said you did something bad." Hearing that gutted me more than the cuffs ever did. Finally, the preliminary hearing. Lauren strutted in like she owned the room: tight dress, perfect makeup, playing the grieving ex-wife who just wanted what was best for the children. She took the stand, voice trembling on cue. Rebecca waited. Then she started the projector. IP logs. Deleted server emails recovered through forensics. Video after video of Lauren at the keyboard. Bank records showing transfers to accounts only she controlled. A text from her to a friend: "He'll take the fall. He's too nice to fight back hard." Lauren's face drained of color. She stammered. Then cracked. Right there on the stand, she collapsed into sobs, not the practiced ones, but ugly, real ones. "I didn't mean for it to go this far. I was scared. I just needed time." She confessed everything. The long-term embezzlement. The affair that never really ended. The setup to frame me so she could keep stealing and avoid jail herself. The judge didn't hesitate. All charges against Mr. Hayes dismissed with prejudice. Then he nodded to the DA. They arrested Lauren in the courtroom. Handcuffs on her this time. She looked back at me as they led her away, eyes wide, pleading, like she still expected me to save her. I didn't. I walked out into blinding sunlight. Emma and Noah sprinted across the lawn, crashing into me. Emma buried her face in my shirt and sobbed, "I knew you didn't do it, Daddy." Noah just held on, whispering, "Don't go away again." Sarah waited at the bottom of the steps. No words, just her hand in mine, steady and warm. Lauren got 3 to 7 years. Her dad cut her off completely. The kids now live with me full-time. We're healing, one family dinner and bedtime story at a time. Here's what I want you to carry with you. Betrayal can feel like the end of your world. When someone you loved more than life turns into your worst enemy, it shatters trust you didn't know you could lose. The nights you lie awake wondering, why wasn't I enough? Those nights are real, and they hurt like hell. But listen to me, you are enough. The truth doesn't always arrive fast, but it arrives. You don't have to be the strongest person in the room every day. You just have to keep breathing, keep showing up for the people who still see you clearly, your kids, your real friends, the quiet parts of yourself that refuse to break. If you're in the dark right now, if betrayal has you questioning everything, hear this moment is not your ending. It's a brutal chapter, but the story keeps going. And the comeback, the real one, built on truth and quiet strength, is more beautiful than anything the old life could have offered. If this story reached into your chest and squeezed the way it still does mine, hit that like button. It helps push this to someone else who needs to know they're not alone in the fight. And if you want more stories like this, raw, real, full of pain and impossible victories, subscribe and turn on the bell. New one drops every week. Thank you for sitting with me through my lowest point. From someone who's been there, keep going. The light always finds its way back. I'll see you in the next story. Record with emotion, pause after big lines, let your voice crack where it wants to. This version should feel longer, heavier, and more gripping while keeping every added detail tied to the core plot, emotions, and twist. Let me know if you need tweaks.